All right, y'all, get in here. We have got to explore one of the greatest FAFOs I've shown you since like a week ago because they're flowing like water, milk, and honey. It's crazy. All right, guys, as you get in here, I'm about to walk you through how the mass firings just began in the White House government announcement. Trump says, well, we're going to go after Democrat programs. That's just the way it's going to be. And the Democrats have no idea what they're messing with. This is going to be one you're going to enjoy. So make sure you send this one out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on because we are saving this country together step by step, episode by episode. And I look forward to our partnership in that effort. Let's get into this. Let me actually put this over on the right, starting thumbnail or title tab, whatever, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as usual, when you're over here, hit that 5x5 in the chat, audio, commentary. Make sure we got the emojis flying. All the things, because this is something that everyone's got to see. I see him flying 5x5. Let's get it. I hope you guys are fully ready. You have your popcorn ready. You have your adult beverage of choice, whether it's apple juice or water or a nice antacid. I don't know. Let's have some fun together, guys, because the FAFO is about to be consumed in bulk. All right. You can follow me on X at Braden LOA if you'd like. I see all you over here. Get ready, people, because it just started. Okay. So, let me do a little recap for all of you guys who were not here a couple days ago. All these videos just seem to be rolling together. We talked about how the government was being shut down and the Democrats had no freaking clue what they were doing. They were playing with fire while they were doused in gasoline or ethanol. They had no idea what was going to happen. Yeah. Well, it turns out one of the big promises of the Trump administration in the campaign phase was we're just going to gut the federal government. And the Democrats said, no, you can't do that. That's our addiction. That's our lifeblood. That's how we get all the deep state stuff done. And so then they decided to shut down the government. And Donald Trump goes, well, since you did that, I can now shut everything down. Guys, the FAFO on this is like tier 1 operator FAFO. This isn't even like normal regular Army FAFO. This is like, holy God, what have we done, Hakeem? That's what we're talking about here. Let's get into this. I hope you guys are enjoying the more fun delivery style because you know what? It's Friday night and you guys deserve it. Take it away, Trumpy. Listen to this, guys. Oh.
Because it's early, but it gets a little bit worse as it goes along. And we'll be making cuts that will be permanent. And we're only going to cut Democrat programs. I hate to tell you. I guess that makes sense. But we're only cutting Democrat programs. But we're going to start that. And we have Russell can talk to you about it if he wants to. But we'll be cutting some very popular Democrat programs that aren't popular with Republicans, frankly, because that's the way it works. They wanted to do this. So we'll give them a little taste of their own medicine. But Chuck Schumer proclaimed this morning that every day gets better for them.
Okay, come here. We gotta have a relationship conversation real quick. I told y'all earlier on, I do not care about government shutdown, PR, propaganda, the hype battle. It does not interest me at all. In my opinion, they're both parties are using federal employees and they're using people across the board as pawns for their political furthering of their own agendas, which I just don't dig. However, watching the FAFO right now of the Democrats playing the regular routine every other game and then Trump going, hold my beer. I mean, it is like next level. All right, so as we get back into this, and guys, I'm seeing all the chats fly over here. I love it, the emojis, everything. Keep it going, send us out because we're about to have some serious fun. So do you remember, and let me hear you in the chat on this one, when I told you that the Democrats had already lost around $18 billion in their special pet projects in New York in the districts of Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries? Yeah, that was last week. Well, now, here, watch this. The RIFs have begun, or RIFs. And I'll tell you what that is in a second, but this is one of the best response memes ever right down here. I mean, like in the chat, tell me how many of you this resonates with. Three-time Trump voters, woo! First-time Trump voters, holy shit. Yeah, that's the greatest meme ever. All right, check this out. What are the RIFs, you say? I can almost hear you talking through the camera. The RIFs are the reduction in force. You know what reduction in force is fancy government words for? Yeah, getting rid of people. Again, the entire point of them going after Elon and Doge was they were deploying their judges in my opinion, judicial warfare. They loved lawfare. That didn't work, so they went judicial warfare. And then that didn't work, but that was the whole point, was you can't cut the government because that's all the things that we need to get done and all the levers we choose for the Democrats to use all of their little power plays. Well, they went after that, and then they shut the government down, and now Trump can literally go in with the Office of Management and Budget. This guy, Russ Vought, he runs the entire thing, and he can fire anybody he wants because the government shut down. Man, this worked out really well, didn't it, Hakeem and Chucky? All right, let's keep on going. Let me show you this here. Guys, seriously, like you are living in unprecedented times. This is that's hilarious. The Trump administration has confirmed thousands of federal employees received reduction in force notices today across at least 7 departments. These are not furloughs, these are terminations thanks to the Schumer shutdown. Again, and I want to show you this. Let me click on this real quick. Department of Commerce, Department of Education, Department of Energy, Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Department of Homeland Security, Department of the Treasury. The Treasury? Oh. Is that why the IRS has been shut down? You hate to see it. Nah, the government needs to be unbloated anyway. But genuinely, they've walked into this themselves. This is the whole point. Let me have this conversation with you again, and I got some clips. You're going to love every second of it. We're building into this together. So one of the things that's so crucial, and I'm hitting on over and over and over and time again on these videos, is the left is losing. That's what you're seeing. All the extreme reactions, all the extreme language, all the growing of facial hair to really appear macho, $20 million to appeal to young men. The left is taking these extreme tacks, the ICE assault stuff, the whole Charlie Kirk situation. All of these things are they're the death throes of an ideology. Because it really boils down to something this simple. The left over here has the tiger by the tail. The Democrats have this tiger by the tail. That tiger is the AOCs, the Bernie Sanders, the Rashida Tlaibs, the woke agenda. That's the far left progressives. They're the tiger that are really good at assaulting and throwing things and yelling names and stuff. Then you have the Democrats over here. The Democrats think that they are controlling this by holding onto the tiger's tail. But what in reality is happening is if this tiger gets pissed off because these guys holding their tail aren't extreme enough, they turn around and they bite them right in the hand. That's exactly what you have. You have a hostage situation happening from the Democrats who thought they had a really effective pit bull, but it turns out they're just getting chewed up by their own animal. That's exactly what you're seeing. That's why everything is falling apart. Now, when you do these types of things, you're only making it worse because Chuck Schumer thought he was going to be a big, tough battle against Trump guy using traditional old-style politics where you shut the government down, you inflict pain, and whoever can get the blame is the one that folds. That's why you see all the talking heads going crazy with it. That's the whole game. But in this case, Trump and the Republicans are like, you shut the government down. That was the entire point anyway. You can't stop me now. Let's go. And the Democrats are playing this game of, well, they're going to keep the government shut down. What are they going to do? And Trump's over here like, I don't know, doing whatever Trump does, being happy and stuff. But literally, that's what's happening. All right, let's keep on going. I gotta bring you back into some of these clips. And I'm having a ball with this because watching the Democrats stumble and the media freak out is probably the best little dessert for a Friday evening to wrap up a week that I could make up. All right. 1,415 of you guys in here, 401 likes. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys make this stuff happen. Hit this like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and of course, subscribe to the channel because that is how we defeat these people through showing sunlight on their very, very bad behavior. All right, let's get back to MSNBC. Speaking of bad behavior.
Track down exactly which agencies here on this Friday afternoon are now sending these notices of reduction in force, effectively layoffs, firings to their employees. And we just heard from a spokesperson over at the Health and Human Services Department that they are among those agencies, those departments that are going to be moving forward with agency rifts. I am told that here from the agency that it's going to be across multiple divisions and that under the Biden administration, that the department had become bloated. This is the spokesperson. HHS continues to close wasteful and duplicative entities, including those that are at odds with Trump administration's Make America Healthy Again agenda here. And so just how vast are these intended layoffs? It's not clear. We are 10 days into this government shutdown. We should also be clear at the same time that not only has the AFL-CIO filed a lawsuit, but also the American Federation of Government Employees. And there is actually a hearing that is pending to take place in Northern California this upcoming Thursday. Those lawsuits were filed ahead of this actual action being taken place. It was when OMB Director Russ Vought had threatened, along with the president, to move forward with these firings that we have not seen in previous government shutdowns. This also comes after the IRS had informed employees who had been furloughed that they would in fact be receiving back pay. Track down.
Here's the thing. You're watching the media lose their minds because the same old games that have been playing and working for so long simply aren't. Now, what I am going to show you is something a little bit behind the scenes, and I'm going to just kind of break this down for you from the way that I see it. You guys can ask, or you guys can comment over here in the chat if you agree or if you disagree or offer a different opinion. Here's the way that it typically works. The left likes big government apparatus because the bigger the government is, the more levers you can pull to do all the things that you need to do behind the scenes with all the bills, the continuing resolutions, all of the forwarding of legislation. Because what will happen is, and I know this from the gun world, you guys in the gun world will hear this and resonate this really well. They'll put $10 billion in this fund for securing puppies, right? And then it'll be over here for like 4 years. Then another administration will come in or another group will come in and they'll be like, you know what we could really use? We could really use like $10 billion. Can we scrounge that up from somewhere that we passed and already authenticated and authorized from Congress? Hey, how about this $10 billion for puppies? Can we use that to take people's rights? That's the way this works. They do the same thing with money and capital and human capital. They have all the people in place, and if they ever need to twist them, they do. And if they have all the money in the place, they do all the money they want. That's the whole game. So when you see the left losing their minds because all the money is being removed and all the people are being removed, they're destroying the infrastructure step by step by step, and the Democrats did the entire thing all themselves. I'm about to show you Trump just going ham on it. Actually, I already did. Yeah, I already did. Golly, I'm just going in a loop right here. I'm having a great time. All right, people, let's keep on going. Man, what a way to end a Friday night. Trump just dropping one of his Trump bombs. All right, let's go over to Fox News. Let's see what Steve Doocy is saying. All right, let's see. Let's hit the button. Hit the button. Who's got the button? Spaceballs? No, Willy Wonka reference.
It's Russ Vought, the OMB head, posted this a few minutes ago. It's a very straight and to the point tweet on X. He said, and if you guys could put it up, the rifts have begun. That means a reduction in force. This is what Russ Vought came to the Oval Office to talk to President Trump about last week when the shutdown began. They were trying to figure out which agencies they could either temporarily or permanently suspend or terminate. And a big part of that is firing federal workers. An OMB source is telling us right now that not only have the rifts begun, but that they are substantial, which means that during a shutdown on a Friday afternoon, whatever the White House considers to be a substantial number of people are receiving notices either from their HR supervisors or via email that their services are no longer needed by the federal government.
Their services are no longer needed by the federal government. Well, I tell you what, if that's not a nice way to say it. Guys, again, I'm going to do a little loop around. I'm going to do a circle back. This guy's playing a different game. People can say he's playing 4D chess. People can say he's an alien from on high and he's just annihilating a sub-inferior species. Whatever you say. Legitimately, the Democrats walked right into this. I don't care about the PR, whose fault, who's not fault. I don't. But watching this happen is like watching just, let's do it again.
Because it's early, but it gets a little bit worse as it goes along. And we'll be making cuts that will be permanent. And we're only going to cut Democrat programs. I hate to tell you. I guess that makes sense. But we're only cutting Democrat programs. But we're going to start that. And we have Russell can talk to you about it if he wants to. But we'll be cutting some very popular Democrat programs that aren't popular with Republicans, frankly, because that's the way it works. They wanted to do this. So we'll give them a little taste of their own medicine. But Chuck Schumer proclaimed this morning that every day gets better for them because it's early. But
you know, in a completely unrelated note, I'm just feeling a little froggy in this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying a little bit more personality because it's just genuinely fun. Where do they get? Why don't my water glasses have nice little hats on them? I mean, look at this. That's on both of them. It's like a standard. Anyway, that's things I notice. But guys, honest to God, they're literally walking right into this, and the left just doesn't get it. Look, this is one of the leftist talking paid Democrat accounts. Are Republicans just stupid? Again, this is conflicting with their worldview. They don't get it. They are already getting the blame for the shutdown, and now they decide that firing thousands of people in retaliation to Democrats not agreeing with them will get Americans on their side. This is the point. They don't care. When I said earlier on that the Democrats were playing the same old game and the same old politics that they always do, this is an indicator of that. Oh, so they're already getting blamed. You don't want to get blamed more, and you want to make more people angry and get blamed even more. This is literally what he campaigned on, and you guys opened the door by shutting down the government. That's the whole point. It's a different paradigm shift. They can't think outside their DC political little box. That's what's happening. Oh my God, everyone's going to be so upset. Literally everyone in the conservative camp is like, wait, less government and more money coming in from tariffs? All right. It's literally the way it's happening, but these guys are like, how could they do this? It's comical. All right, you know what? Let's wrap up with EPA, because I just feel like that's a good one to wrap on. So this is the EPA director, Lee Zeldin, saying, oh, they got no money. Watch this.
If there was a total lapse of funding at EPA, no carryover funding, the lapse plan has a furlough of up to 89% of the agency. EPA is a bit different than most other agencies in that we have so much carryover funding. So when we wake up on October 1st, we're not just instantly, completely shut down. As you just pointed out, there has been carryover funding that's allowed us to continue to fulfill our statutory obligations and to also pursue this deregulatory agenda, to get our work done and to fulfill the president's priorities and his demands of our agency. But now as this Democratic shutdown continues, Democrats continue to refuse to vote to reopen this government. These furloughs are going to kick in even at an agency like the EPA where you have the carryover funding.
Someone said in the chat, "Daddy Trump is home," and honestly, that's exactly what it is. And I got a super chat from Mike. You $2. Keep the good content going. Great job. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. One of our regulars. All right, listen. We're gonna go face to face real quick. Come here. Here's the thing, guys. And this is what a lot of people genuinely don't understand. And you're seeing it on the right and the left. I'll do a separate video on it. We're not in the same world that we were in, right? You have the people on the left who are being upset about things that no one really cares about anymore, and they're being driven by the far woke left. You have people on the right who are still adjusting to the winning side of the argument versus being on the losing side of the argument. So you're watching all the adjustment happen. In the general overall view, this is not a traditional outlook at all. The Democrats play this game of walking right into a government shutdown, thinking they have the power position, and Trump takes full advantage of it, starts cutting government, starts cutting businesses, employees through RIFs, starts cutting spending in Democrat districts. They're cutting out Democrat special projects, and it's all from the Office of Management and Budget, which Trump has direct control over through his director, Ross Vaught. It's not the same world anymore. And when I tell you we are winning, we're winning because we have the culture. We are winning because we have people who are playing a different game. And honestly, it's not going to stop. This is the paradigm shift. And I'm honestly kind of here for it. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Listen, we have 2,500 people in this live stream. I thank each and every one of you for spending some time with me on a Friday evening. I hope it was worth your while. The chats, the comments, the likes, the subscribes, the shares. And I will see you guys on the next one. I love each and every one of you. Just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. I'm Braden. See you later.